Okay, hello and welcome everyone to Rollin Heavy. I think we're up to episode 14 now. I am your host, Big D, joined as always by brother, good friend, training partner, the notorious BOF. How are you tonight, sir?
Doing well. How are you, sir?
I'm good, good. It was a long, stressful week, and I'm happy it's Friday night. Got a
Nice.
got a frosty beverage, which is
Like a
which
Frosty from Wendy's?
no, this is an adult beverage.
Oh, got you.
um helping me unwind from the week.
Understood.
Yeah. So you guys are all probably wondering like where the hell have we been? We haven't podcasted. It looks like for about a month since
Yeah,
we've
it's been a hot minute since we've been on the airways. Are these airways? I know
airwave
it's not radio.
the
Yeah,
I don't know. I don't know the
this
internet waves,
the interwaves, the interwebbies.
the interwaves.
Yeah, the interwaves.
We're
I
gonna go
guess
with
it's not
the
airwave.
yeah. We'll go with interwaves.
Let's go with interwaves. I like it.
That's what we're gonna call it when you're broadcasting on the internet.
You are interwaving.
We are on the interwaves.
Mm-hmm. Catch me on the interwave.
Yeah, so a whole heck of a lot happened. Well, we announced in the episode before that we're gonna start training for a competition in July, and we put together a pretty serious training schedule that we wanted to follow, and shared that with everyone. And I went and got COVID. Got myself nice and sick.
Thanks for that. That was cool.
Yeah, I think
Very
I
selfish of you.
I know. I mean, at least didn't give it to you, so I wanted to keep it all to myself.
I know you just selfish, selfish, selfish. Oh, it's all mine.
Yep, this is my COVID. Uh, s-
My COVID.
so that I mean that put me out of training for 2 weeks,
Yep.
um, which was rough. And then I don't think we didn't train the week after that because then you were sick.
Yeah, like you told me. So we trained on what, Monday, a
Yep.
couple weeks ago, right? And then you gave me the call on Tuesday. Hey, just so you know, you're gonna need to go to the doctor because you might have AIDS. I mean COVID. Um, and then
Got a little too deep into the taintable claw.
yeah, a little bit. I'm like, is this what the pink eye came from? Um,
Maybe.
um. So yeah, I mean, I felt fine. I tested Tuesday. I was negative Tuesday. But I like to test. I like to test twice just to make sure. So tested
Hmm.
Tuesday negative, tested the following Wednesday or the following day Wednesday, and it negative. So I'm like, I don't think I'm sick, but you know what? I want to give it a couple days just to make sure. And then about Thursday, Friday, I kind of felt just kind of not COVID sick. I've had COVID, um,
Yep.
and even when I had COVID, I didn't feel sick, and this is kind of like pre-vaccine time. Um, I didn't feel super sick, but I mean, I could definitely tell that I had something, but I didn't feel sick. But I did test positive during at that point in time, and that was way back when it was a 4 hour wait in your car parked
Yeah.
in a parking
Uh huh.
lot going through test methods, right? So that was before that was the first start of the pandemic. Um, but yeah, felt all right. I kind of felt a little run down, probably the end of the week, and still was tested negative. But not. I've had my kids been, sick. Kind of went. We were going to go for that crazy winter.
Yep.
Hey, today it's 60, but the following day it's 25. Hey, just kidding. Now it's 50. So, but plus,
Well, and then it
the
was like
inversion.
4.
Yeah, yeah. I'm just like I'm not feeling super hot. My main training partner's out dying, so I'm just gonna I'm gonna train, but I stayed in the house. So I stayed in the house at that time. Obviously I'll go into work and everything, but I did a lot of solo drills and solo training.
Yeah,
So I actually, which was kind of good. I mean, where you mentioned you said you kind of got out of the discipline.
yeah.
I got more discipline during that time. So thanks, and thanks regardless. I mean, it was a selfish move for you to keep it to yourself, but it was beneficial because I got a better mindset. So I appreciate that.
Yeah, I mean, in the end, I was really looking out for you.
You know what?
You know,
When I sat down and I reflected, I thought that.
I that Monday before I tested for COVID. I got I got the best of you in our roll session, and I felt kind of bad, so I went and got COVID, so you could
You
get the
know,
training advantage on me.
yeah, no, I appreciate that. And that's just it. I was just like, you know what? As I was sitting there, I'm like, yeah, he hammered me pretty good during the roll, so he went and did it for me. You know what? He's pretty swell.
You're welcome.
Yeah,
I,
I instantly put the voodoo doll away. So
I appreciate it.
yeah.
Going into that role, I had one goal, and it was to get a sweep from half guard, and I got you with the giggler.
You got me with the giggler,
And
dude. Like
and
when you swept me and I'm like on my back, I'm like, dude, did you giggler me?
and
Nice. I was actually so happy. I'm like, yeah, man. Good
and then,
job.
and then I'm on
I'm
top of you, just giggling away. I'm like, "Yep,
I'm happy, and the reason why I was so happy that you did that, because I taught you that damn move.
you
I
did."
taught you that move. I'm like, sweet. I taught him the move, and it beat me, but damn it, it worked. It worked. I was
I
happy. I was just as happy as you were sweeping me as I was getting
but then
swept.
yeah,
Swept is proper.
I like sweeped as I was getting sweeped.
As I was getting sweeped, it was way better.
Yep.
I was even happy.
Yeah, I was surprised I was able to do it. Um,
I
it was- but then I mean I went and as we were stepping off the mats, the blue belt was like, "Hey, you want to roll a little bit?" Sure.
mhm.
And then just proceeded to do whatever the hell he wanted.
Well, man, he's got, and I mean, he's a couple stripe.
He's almost
He's
purple.
Yeah, I mean, he's up to purple, so or pretty close to. So he's got about 250 hours ahead of you on the mat time. So I wouldn't be too
Easily,
sad about.
easily.
I wouldn't be too sad about that.
No, it was actually pretty awesome. He taught me a lot of really good stuff, and he's like,
That's
"Hey,
good.
this is gonna be kind of where you're living for the first months as you're doing stuff. These will be your go-tos."
Nice. That's good. That's always good. That's always a good, that's good information.
Yeah, he showed me nice ways to get into an Americana, variations to get a cross collar, and yeah, it was pretty awesome.
Yeah, that's cool. That's good. That's nice of him to take the time to do that. And that's what we've talked about, in one of the earlier episodes, be a teacher. If you're, if you're a higher belt and you're rolling with somebody, take the time to be a teacher.
Yeah.
You know, there's no reason why you can't learn from teaching. I learn all the time from teaching,
Oh, for sure.
and
And I
so I'm.
I was spazzy white belt because it's just you and I that roll, and when you and I roll, we don't have a slow speed because you and I are
No,
so competitive against each other,
yeah,
and I don't want you to win, and I don't want to
I
let
don't
you
want.
beat me.
No, I don't want you to win. I hate to lose. I hate to lose. I hate to lose. I really hate to lose against you. Not that I dislike you, but
Right.
I'm the I'm the older brother. God damn it! I'm supposed to win all the time. So
Hey, I went through that my whole childhood of you kicking my ass and everything.
yeah, you're welcome. Now look at you. Now look at you pulling the giggler out of nowhere.
Giggling away, just rolling
Giggling
and
away,
giggling.
just walking around there, just whirling around. Hey, giggle, giggle.
Yeah, I mean, but it's good. And we've got back to training over the last 2 weeks, which has been nice. Some stuff has been going on, so we haven't been able to get on on the mics and talk for the last couple of weeks. But yeah, like you had mentioned, when I was out with COVID, my mindset totally changed. Um, I was super motivated. We had just started our competition training schedule, and I was solo drilling and doing cardio exercises and everything every single day, and was really really geared up. And then I got COVID, and it just sitting in a room for 2 weeks.
Yep. No, that'll get to you. I mean, and that's just that'll. I mean, I don't care how strong your mindset is. That'll. I mean, it's easy, and especially when you're just barely starting too. You know, I mean, you're only into it for what, a couple weeks before you got COVID.
Yeah, 2 weeks.
So you, yeah, so you hadn't even really developed that habit. You know, it
Yep.
wasn't. I mean, it was still just a kind of a mindset. You know, I I get you were still in that I get to do this or I need to do this. It hadn't become a habit. Your body wasn't just doing it now,
Right.
and now you go to get COVID and sit in a room for a couple of weeks, and you basically just kind of reset what you just had worked on for the 2 weeks prior.
Yep.
So, I mean, yeah, I understand. It's easy to fall back into that mindset, especially with that kind of under those circumstances. So, I mean, but I mean, we're back at it, right?
Yep.
Back at the mat.
And I have to say, after not training for those 3 weeks, I was super worried getting back on the mat on that Monday.
Hmm.
But damn, it felt good.
No, it felt good, and I think the class pace was great.
Yep.
Um, kind of different professor Monday. Kind of a different kind of pace, kind of teaching style. Um, but it was good. It was a good pace. I think a good pace. It felt like a great role. I
Yeah.
mean, it didn't like the intensity felt where it should be.
Yep.
Like it wasn't too intense, but it wasn't like let's take a nap because this is super boring. I think it was a good kind of level of intensity because when we left, I was sweating, dude. I was like, and I was like,
Oh,
man,
for sure.
this was a good roll. This was a good roll, and I felt good. I think we did arm bars and triangle, right?
Yeah.
I felt good. I felt my arm bars are garbage, but I felt good about the triangle. I was like, yeah, I got that. I got that in there. Like I felt good about the triangle
Dude,
after we
triangles are
left.
your
So
jam. Like even
yeah, I think
even though it's like so hard to wrap them, or like get your legs up and around my, thick neck and shoulders, you are able to put the pressure on just right and choke me out.
yep, yeah, it felt it. They that felt good. Like they felt good when we kind of landed them from different kind of spots.
Yep.
Our kind of lows, but yeah,
See,
I
and
don't know.
I
And I think, and I thought too though, but like even without being on the mat, just I could tell like even some of like your solo training drills were still there because
yeah.
um like I thought you had a lot better. You were a lot quicker through the hips, especially with the arm bars and stuff like that. Um, yeah, maybe you didn't hit them every time, or maybe you lost some of the created more space than you needed to create. But I could tell that the hip movement was a lot better. So I don't know if that's just because of you know, the hours that we have already spent on the mat, or a combo with hours on the mat and the training that you've done before. But I could tell that your hips were moving a little bit better.
Yeah, I felt like I was moving okay.
Yeah, yeah. I
Um,
mean, there was a couple of spots where you got a little stuck to the floor a little bit, but that was
yeah,
more at the shoulder.
I
That
didn't
was
have
more
my
shoulder
shoulders and my
area.
head up, and
Yeah, that was more shoulder area than it was as far as like hip rotation and stuff like that.
but yeah, I mean it felt good. I liked, um, yeah, I did like the pace of the class from the new professor on
Mhm.
this last Monday. I didn't like the feeling of doing a light jog and feeling all of the fat in my upper body just bouncing as I ran around the mat.
I got you.
That wasn't a great feeling.
Hmm. But it's good. I mean, use it as a motivator. I'm not gonna be. You know. I'm not gonna be the jiggly giggler when I jog anymore.
The jiggly giggler.
The Jiggly Giggler. That's your nickname until that doesn't happen.
Oh God, that's I guess that's me now.
We're gonna need to change your name on here from Big D to Jiggly Giggler.
I
So,
am. I am Big D, aka the Jiggly Giggler.
AKA your Jiggly Giggler. I like it.
I like it. There we go.
T-shirt's coming. A T-shirt is on its way.
I'm just gonna have one shirt, and it's just gonna be like Big D, and then AKA, and whatever names we end up coming up with.
Uh huh. Uh huh. I'm gonna get you a rash guard. I'm gonna find out where I can get a rash
Yes,
guard
if
for
you can
you.
get me a rash guard that's just black, and then a big white letters across the chest,
Yep. Jiggly Giggler.
the Jiggly Giggler. They're like, what's that?
Done.
That's me.
It's me, baby.
That's me. I
Uh
am the
huh.
Jiggly Giggler.
Uh huh.
Well, why? Because I jiggle and giggle.
I jiggle when I giggle, baby.
um. So yeah, and I see. I'm the complete opposite of you. I feel much better with my armbar game than I do with the triangle.
Yeah, the triangles were tough for you. Um, I think being in your triangle and knowing kind of where the space is, I think it's just because you have tree trunk thighs. So, and I'm not, I'm pretty
No,
broad through the shoulder.
you're very broad through the shoulder as well.
So I mean, I can see that, but I think kind of but that kind of when we kind of did that kind of adjustment instead of, trying to pull it, throw your heels to the ground, which is what you're kind of supposed to do.
Right.
But instead of just doing that, instead of throwing your heels to the ground, kind of throw your heels to the sky so that you could bring your knees, because that was the problem. You couldn't get your knees
I
tight
couldn't
enough.
I couldn't squeeze
You
where I
couldn't get your,
needed to.
yeah, we needed, what's her name? Susan something. Susan Summers with the thigh
The
mask.
I don't need a thigh master. My thighs are plenty big.
Yeah, but maybe to help you, just help you
Maybe,
squeeze,
maybe.
help you squeeze. Um, but I think once we instead of doing hills, kind of heavy hills, if we could do when you did hills to the heavens or
Yeah.
hills to Jesus,
And then
um,
squoze.
and then squoze that kind of
Yeah.
close
I
that space.
I do feel better about it because I feel like there was at least one or two times where I locked it in pretty decently,
Yep.
where I haven't been able to before. So
Yeah.
I do feel better
No.
about that. And
Yeah. No. This is a progression game, right?
yep,
You're not gonna go out. And You're not gonna get it. Day one or day two or not, probably not even day 500. It's a progression game, and and that's it. Like, here are the basics. Here are the basics of kind of what you should do for a triangle. However, you're going to need to adapt the triangle or the armbar to your game. Doing the armbar like we were doing it Monday, it doesn't work for me. I kind of know what my struggle was, so I'm going to have to adapt my armbar game to what my struggles were
yeah,
to so that I could actually hit an armbar. Um, so kind of the same thing for you. You're going to need to adapt your game a little bit to actually sink that triangle in. And I think, and like you said, you did. Yeah, I think you did lock it in a couple of times. And when you lock it, okay, what did I do that was different this time than the 5 times before that it didn't get locked in?
yep.
So
So I'm gonna take a second and actually explain kind of the attack sequence we went through that we practiced. So for those of you who aren't familiar with guard, so we were working from guard, um, and attacking from guard, and we were going to basically a straight arm bar from guard, and then should they pull that arm away, we're attacking, then they're kind of setting themselves up pretty perfect for a triangle. So the arm bar technique was from your guard, you're going to break them down. So you're going to grab a collar, you're going to grab an arm, and what you're going to try to do is just bring one of their elbows somewhere across your center line. Try to put their elbow on your belly button, essentially. From there, the arm that you are now controlling, you're going to throw your foot and post it up on their hip behind their elbow. So if they try and pull their elbow out, you get your leg blocking them, and that it's kind of stuck in there. Then your opposite leg, you're gonna straighten out, bring it up and around through their armpit, and basically move them over and down so they're bent over, and you've got that one arm in just kind of a straight arm lock, but it's both arms in, right? And then from there, you should have your hips nice and tight, their arms right across your belly. Just lift your hips up, finish the arm bar. But if they do pull that
Move.
arm out, you still have a head and arm in, and then you just finish bringing over your other leg and then cross them up, and then you've got a nice little triangle set up.
Yep, it's work their arm across and then done and done.
Yeah. So, um, it sounds kind of
Google it.
complicated, but it's
Google a
actually
video. Google a video and watch somebody do it that knows what the hell they're doing.
yes, it's actually it's not terribly difficult, but it's really hard to explain. Um,
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's hard to explain. Like it's hard to paint the picture, you know. Um, and it's a very. I mean, it's a pretty simple. And obviously, unlike the triangle, you know, everybody. That's kind of the move.
these are your
That's
fundamental, these straight fundamental moves.
well, but and then the triangle. That's the move that's synonymous with jujitsu.
Oh, for
Everybody
sure.
knows. Everybody. Oh yeah, like the triangle hold. Oh yeah,
Uh
like
huh.
the triangle. Everybody knows the triangle. Oh, the triangle, right? Everybody knows the triangle. That's the move that everybody's like, oh yeah, the triangle.
Hmm.
Oh, the triangle. Yeah. So that's the move, right? That's the if there was a move to to describe jujitsu, it's the triangle move, and it's a pretty simple move, but you know,
Yeah, it
moving
would.
your body. It's a simple move. It's very there's not a lot of moving parts to it. It's just getting the parts that need to move to in the right position, and sometimes that's not super heavy when you're when you pasted to the mat by yourself, you
Yep.
know. So
Yeah, well, and this is, I mean, this whole attack sequence is one of the fundamental things that's on the test to be a blue belt, at least at our gym. So you've got to know how to go to this arm bar and set it up from guard, and then the transition into the triangle. So a lot of good stuff. I really liked the transition and how the attack sequence works. And what was nice to take a technique and work on it multiple times, right? Because we did it
yep,
Monday, we did it Wednesday, we did it on, or I guess we did it Monday, and then we did lasso guard on Thursday, then we did it again on Monday.
yep, yeah,
Um, and lasso guard is way beyond my skill level at this point in time.
nope,
I don't even want to try to explain it. If you want to know what lasso guard is, look it up. Um,
yeah. Look it up.
it is, at least at this point in time, for me just starting out, and I think you as well, and both being bigger dudes, it's very hard.
Well,
And
and
it's a
and that's
pretty,
just
and that was in the advanced class, so that's kind of what we get, right?
yep. You get advanced moves in the advanced class, man.
However,
Um,
if I can ever get lasso guard, I feel like it's super strong.
oh yeah, it'd be super strong. Like it'd be hard to get out of there. Um, but lasso guard isn't built for a 300 pounder. You know,
No,
lasso guard's not a lasso guarded. If you are a super heavy doing a lasso, you have exhausted all of your options, dude. Like
more power to you. If you can get another 300 pounder into lasso guard without just smashing you,
yeah, with them if they let you if you lasso if a super heavy has lasso guarded another super heavy, either the guy that did the lasso is really, really good and kind of a superhero,
Yeah.
um, or the other guy doesn't know what they're talking about, or he's just completely exhausted and he's like, I don't want to. I'm basically just going to stand here for a second.
So
So
they're us essentially.
yeah, basically,
If you're rolling against us and you get lasso guard, we're gassed.
it's like, and I don't know what the hell you were doing. So I'm like, cool. Oh,
You're just gonna
oh,
grab
cool.
my
That's
arm. Oh, what?
cool.
Wait, now
Cool,
I'm on
cool,
my back and
cool,
you have an armbar. Huh?
cool. Slow down, man. I'm trying to think about what to do when you did that stupid arm thing the first like 40 seconds ago. Can you slow down? Jesus.
Um, but one thing we
At least
have.
that's my internal monologue. That is my internal monologue if that was to happen.
Well, that's the thing is, when we're rolling, I'm just thinking, I'm like, okay, where do I go from here? Where do I go from here? And when I've got you in guard and I kind of get you to a position, I'm thinking of the next steps, and then I can see you on your face, like, what's he gonna do? How do I get out of this? And we're
Hmm.
just both sitting
Yeah.
there doing nothing.
I'm to the point that I know that if you pass, I'm like, I know you're going. I know he's going to side control, so I know. Okay, when you go, I need to frame up. He's gonna pass it, and I'm gonna go to side control because that's where we're going.
And you
So
did awesome with that on Monday.
I've been studying, dude.
You like I got there not fully, like I didn't get all the way connected to your hips, but you framed, you shrimped, um and you got there. You weren't quite able to get back to guard, but that's not what we were doing. I think if with a couple more seconds you would have got fully back to guard, but we just kind of reset and went back through the drill.
Yeah, I could have got. I was trying to think. I know that there's a move where I could have done a kind of an underhook double leg, and then I would have been in your guard. So that was my first thing. I'm like, okay, what was that move again? I know that I got to go around his back. Is it from here? And then but then if I do that, I'm like, I can't remember. So I know I can pull guard. I gotta do a hip shuffle, get other like. So that was the converse. That was the internal monologue going there. I know that I could have at least pulled guard again, but I was trying to think. Can't remember
Where you were going.
what the steps were to kind of sweep to escape from side control, so that I would be on top. But I couldn't remember, so I
Yeah.
know that I have to study that one again. And that's one of the things that during the 2 weeks that I've been doing. I've been kind of watching, a lot of my kind of instructional videos while doing kind of my cardio in the morning.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I know I got to frame. I know I at least have to frame shrimp away, and that's about as far as I can get right now.
And you know what? You did great. You got the space and you were there. If you would have just brought your hips back, I would have been right back in your guard.
Yeah, yeah. So I think that I can do that. I think I can recover guard pretty quick, but I don't want to play that. I don't want to play that wash, rinse, repeat garbage. I want to finish.
Yeah, for sure. Well, and
But I guess if we get back in the guard, I'm like, okay, here comes another shitty attempt at an armbar,
or
and
I
then we
mean,
get,
or a collar choke or something. I mean,
uh-huh.
you're more
Here's
dangerous
another.
in guard than I am in your guard. So there's at least that, right? I mean, if you just
Yeah,
get
there's
back
at
to
least
guard,
that.
then you reset and try something new.
I'm like, okay, let's go ahead and try this. Let's go ahead and try this. Let's go ahead and try this. Well, let's go ahead and try this. Yeah, I don't like to just sit there and be guarded or be the guard.
Yeah. Um,
Yeah, I'm gonna work your tank a little bit,
and yeah,
which
you.
works my tank at the same time. So
But one of the things in this last class we did on Monday, which I think both of us really liked, is we got to the end of the class, and then as we're drilling the technique, it was okay. Person that's doing the attacking, you're going to get into this specific position.
yep,
Once you get to this position, so in the triangle, it's basically you've cleared one of the arms and you've crossed your legs behind their head. At that
Yeah, it's kind
point,
of like you're in the danger zone. It's like, okay, you've made enough mistakes to get to this point, and now you're in trouble.
yep.
L- Now start to fight.
And yeah, and now it's like, okay, here's what we're gonna do. You either finish or you escape.
Mhm.
Um, and I really like that. It helps one learning and locking in the technique, but
Yep, for sure.
also learning how to defend it
How to defend it and how to finish when you're how to finish when you're actually rolling with someone.
when
When you're
you're
actually
trying, right?
yeah, when you're actually you can just lay there, and go through the motions for the technique, which is super important. Um, but it's easy, and you get kind of you know, a
You get that false sense of confidence. I think
yeah,
it's
that's
like
what I
I
was
got
going
this.
for. Is
This
that
is
Paul says come?
this
Oh
is
shit, dude!
easy. I
I
got this.
I nail this every time. I'm nailing this every time. These suckers don't even know what's coming, and then you get someone that actually fights you. Like, wait, dude. It's not how practice went.
Yeah.
You're supposed to just do this.
Yeah. Well, and as opposed to when we were doing this last Monday with Ben, where he came by and saw me do it, and he's like, "That was great. No feedback." Um, I can't remember what this guy's name was on Monday.
Nick.
Nick.
Yeah,
Yeah. So when
Nick.
Nick came by, he was like, "How did that feel?" I'm like, "Not great." And then he just laughed at me for the next minute.
Uh huh.
It was the complete opposite. I'm like,
Uh
"Yep,
huh.
that's about how it felt for me. Thanks, bud."
Yeah.
But then, I mean, he showed me a couple of things, and but I was like, "How did that feel?" Not great. And then he just laughs at me, just stands there laughing at me.
Yeah.
um, but I
But
do,
then he's like, hey, this is try this. Maybe this
yes,
is why, and this is why, and it's great. It's because he understands. He was a white belt at 1.2, and he was, probably like, yeah, that felt like shit. That was not great.
that didn't feel good, did it?
No, I felt like a fish climbing a tree, dude. That wasn't super cool.
But then when we got into that situation, and I was going to do the arm bar on you, miraculously, I just kicked you over and flipped you on your back and just had your arm.
Yeah, dude. Remember when I said you got tree trunk thighs?
Uh huh.
Dude, that was a lot coming at me. I'm like, well, shit. I guess I'm hitting the ground.
Well, and I honestly, I thought you just flopped and you
I
just rolled with me.
essentially, I essentially did. First off, well, and here's the thing. I, obviously we're just training, so I wasn't like I was just kind of letting you do the motions or whatever.
Hmm.
Uh, so I wasn't like fully defending or whatever. But even if I was, you would have to put a little bit of energy into that. But I'm over. I'm over. Like I'm over. If you can swing that tree trunk like you do in like the pendulum sweep, psh, psh, done. Like
Yeah. Well,
it's a wrecking ball.
when it happened, and you're just like, or you can just flip me on my back every time.
Yeah.
It's like
I'm
that
like, or you can
works.
just go, yeah, or you can just go ahead and not do like, just go ahead and throw me to my back and do like what you see on the picture. The Rollin Heavy logo
Yeah, that's
is essentially
exactly how it looked. 100%.
that's what you kind of end up with. I'm like, cool, or do that. That's cool.
You're just like, whatever you did, you could have done it every single time.
You really could have, man. I'm not gonna lie, you could have. I, yeah,
But then
like
you,
so,
yeah, but then you easily passed my triangle, and it's like, oh, okay, thanks. I'm gonna stand up and
yeah.
stack on you and pass.
See, but again, but there you go, right? Triangle's not your game. You're struggling with triangle. Like, so you need to, okay, when we do some situational rolling, let's get to this point again and see where I can do, what do I need to work on to lock it in,
Yeah,
right? And then when you start locking in, I'm like, shit, okay, how do I not get locked on? How do I not get him to sink this in on me? So it's all progression. It's just, progress, 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 and then turn the page, progress, progress, progress. I mean,
I
that's just kind of what it is.
I will say I feel a ton better on the mats. I feel like I understand things so much more, even when it's a new technique.
Yep.
Like when we went through the lasso guard on Thursday, something 100% new, but I understood the motions. It's like, all right, I'm gonna
Yep.
shrimp out. I'm gonna basically 2-on-1 the one arm. I'm gonna shrimp out like I'm gonna do essentially a scissor sweep because I'm getting the one knee all the way across your belly.
Yep.
But instead of trying to sweep you, I'm just gonna throw my other leg up and around your arm and into your armpit.
Yep.
So a lot of the movements were familiar to me, and I'm not sitting there like the heck.
Yeah. No, I think
I should say as much because when he was
no.
going through it initially, I'm like, the hell is this?
Yeah. No, I think once you see it, you kind of understand the concepts, right? This is going to be a stupid analogy, but here you go. It's it's like math.
Okay.
Once you know the basic concept, you can solve the problems. You know, once you know the basic concept of what you're do of what of how the problem is laid out,
Yeah.
or what kind of problem you're looking at, you can solve the problem if you understand the math concept, right?
Yeah.
Same thing on the math. If you understand the concepts, you know, shrimping, double arm, or 2-on-1, yada yada yada. Okay, you understand the concept. I just now it's just applying that concept to this particular situation.
Right.
And so, and it might take a couple of times, which it did. It took a couple of times, and I think the Elvis black belt guy kind of helped us out a little bit. Um,
All I remember from him working with us was just all the time, just clicking his tongue. Just, yeah,
yeah,
you just do this and just like you're there.
yep,
I was like, yep, cool,
cool,
dude.
cool, man,
Thanks. I appreciate the help.
yep.
I really did because we were like,
No, I really did.
I don't know what the hell I'm doing right now. And he's like, no, no,
Yeah,
no, just
no,
do this, and then if you move this way, then it's real easy. I'm like, oh, okay,
yeah, no, he helped quite a bit, and I think that was great too, because he's like,
yeah,
hey, because I think they know it's like anything. It's paralysis by analysis, right? Like,
you're thinking too much, and then you're doing nothing.
yeah, I'm like, oh, I'm just okay. This is the next thing. This is the next thing. This is the next thing. Is this right? Is this right? Is this right? And
Yep,
it's
yep,
just like you just got to do it, man. It's it's sandlot. You got to sandlot it.
yeah,
Here's another one. Here's another one. Back when um he was teaching Smalls, what's his name? Jet.
yeah.
When the Jet was teaching Smalls how to throw, he's like, dude, you just throw. He's like, just let it go. You just throw the ball. Get it to here and then just throw. Quit thinking about it. You
just
just throw.
you're killing me, Smalls.
Kill me, Smalls. You just throw. And that's what you do, man. And you just throw. You just throw.
Just sweep, just
First you gotta
sweep it,
learn how to throw. Yeah. Sweep
just
the
sweep,
leg.
just sweep it, just sweep it. That's all you got to do.
Yeah. And I really I was really impressed with that lasso sweep because I got you up there and I'm like, shit, I could keep you there all day.
Oh, for sure. I'm just sitting on top of your legs, like, okay, well, I'm just waiting for you to dump me on my back and take my arm.
Yeah, I'm like, yeah, this isn't too bad.
No, well,
Yeah,
there was one time that we because they showed us the roll into an omoplata, where
yeah.
you
You
held my arm and you were, I mean, if you would have rolled forward, you 100% could have done it.
got
Like
the omoplata?
I was gonna go wherever the heck you took me. Uh,
Yeah.
you had it, you had me deep under the armpit, and I was like, I'm yours. There's
We're good, dude.
well,
We're good.
I'm gonna go wherever you take me, sir. If you're gonna
Just want me
roll
to
into
tap?
it, if you're gonna roll into an omoplata, great. I'm there, right there with you.
Yep.
If you're
Right
just
there
gonna
with you.
sweep me into an armbar, cool. Let's do that too.
hmm You know what? I'm on for this. You know what? This sounds like a great journey for me. Let's go.
You know what my fat ass wants to do? I want to roll forward into an omoplata.
Yeah, that's exactly what I want to do too.
Because I'm gonna
I'm
have
like, yeah,
to, otherwise you're ripping my shoulder out of its socket.
yes, yeah. Some of those I'm like, yeah, I'm not gonna do that. I mean, like the like especially like you have to like kind of do like an actual like shoulder roll and then roll over the top, which was some of the more advanced moves. I'm
Yeah,
like, yeah, dude, that is not my game. I am not an inverted player. I don't do inverted stuff.
yeah. Well, I mean, we
So
we worked on the sweep, so
no, I got the sweep and that was fine, and I could move it to an omoplata and stuff like that. And but yeah, but some of the stuff I'm just like, you know what? I'm gonna put a pin in that one right now. I'm just gonna. I know it's
yes,
there. I'm gonna pin that one. I'm gonna pin that one right now. I'm gonna work on these things that I know that I can do with my current skill set. So pin that into the flying omoplata. Put that on the wall,
yeah.
and then I'm gonna go with regular omoplata.
I like it. Do Rollin omoplata from guard.
Yep, that's me.
Um, but yeah, I mean, I'm excited to get back on the mats. I'm kind of happy we're switching our schedule a little bit, doing Monday and Wednesday, so we're sticking with the same class, not doing
I
the
I
white belt class and then the advanced class, but we're sticking with the same white belt class, so we should be working on the same technique both days.
Yeah, and that was kind of one of the big things too. 'Cause after we did the Monday class, I'm like, you know what? And you've been doing like the Monday Thursday class, I'm like, you know what? I think it's you know more time on the mat is great,
Yeah,
but we're kind of working on two different things on two different days. If we can just
if we can work on
do
just the one.
stay in the beginning class, in the beginner class, and build on technique. I think that's what
Oh yeah, for sure,
I
for
think
sure.
I think our game will progress quite a bit faster than just kind of jumping from A to D already.
Yeah. Although I do want to get a Thursday class in every now and again so we can work with Johnny.
Oh, for sure. No, absolutely.
Because like Ben said, it's like the dudes like this is some like 20-year black belt wizardry stuff.
Yeah, like the dude's got knowledge. The dude's forgot more things than people have ever than most people have ever learned in their lifetime.
Yeah.
So
He's like, I had no idea you could get armbarred with a bent arm.
I knew that
That's
because I told you. That's the first thing that Johnny ever showed me. He's like, okay. He's like, quit trying so hard. Just take his thumb and bend it that way. I'm like, okay. Yeah,
yeah,
that's
that's good.
yeah, that's not cool. And I've learned that. I do that. I'm like, can I just do it? Can I just take that? Can I do this and this and then just grab the thumb? That's my thing, man. I look for the thumb every time. I'm like, I'm not gonna put so much damn work into this. I'm just gonna grab the thumb and rip it the other way.
Yep, that's
Every
really what
time
you got
I'm
to do
doing
with
it,
the
I'm just
armbar.
I'm just taking the if you give me your arm, if here I don't care where we're at. If you give me your arm, in what position we're in, even if you're in a triangle and I can't get the sink the triangle in, that arm is facing me, that thumb is there. I'm gonna armbar you with a triangle. I don't care.
The triangle bar.
The tray bar. What happened? I think he armbarred me, but he was trying to choke me at the same time. I was just confused.
I don't know. It just hurt, so I tapped.
Yeah,
I
something
couldn't
was hurting.
breathe, and my arm was getting pulled, and I was
Mhm.
confused, and
I'm just like,
things started to go
yeah.
dark. I think he farted once.
He might have farted. He probably did.
It
He's a
started to.
farter, and it smelled.
It smelled.
And it smelled
Smelled
like
like
pumpkins for
pumpkins.
whatever reason. It smelled like pumpkins. So I didn't know if I was having a stroke, but that's usually toast. There was a lot of
So
things was happening.
I was like, I'm done. I'm done. I'm gonna tap,
I
and
needed
we're
a
gonna
minute.
call it. We're
I
gonna
needed a
call it.
minute. I needed a minute to see what the hell was happening. So
It started to go black, and I started smelling pumpkins, and
and I
I
started
had to
smelling
go.
pumpkins. I'm like, is this what death smells like? Does death smell like pumpkins?
The
I should
answer
probably
is
just stay
yes.
up.
The answer is yes.
Yes, pumpkin smells like death. Or
Yes,
death smells like pumpkins.
100%. Oh, I
That's why they're
hate the pumpkin smell.
that's why they're at Halloween all the time.
Um, so yeah, I guess next step for us going forward. All of our shit I think has been cleared up and we should be able to get back to a regular training schedule, a regular broadcasting schedule. Should be able to hit the interwaves pretty regularly again.
Yep, we'll be
Um,
interwaving all the time, at least more consistently.
yeah, so um, rolling at least twice a week, solo drilling, and really just trying to get in shape for competition in July and have a good showing.
Yep, at
So
least last 4 minutes.
yeah, or the first 4 minutes. I don't know.
Mhm. Yeah, I just want to
Just
last 4 minutes. 4 minutes on the mat per match, obviously.
right. No, four minutes total.
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 Got I got 4 matches, 1 minute a match. Let's go.
Man, if I could finish my matches in 1 minute each, great. Perfect.
Great. This is a great day. I don't even have to change geese because
It's like I'm getting to neon belly and we're just gonna live from there.
let's just live here. Shh. Why don't you just tap, buddy?
just just go. Just go. Oh, you breathed out. I'm just gonna sit down a little bit harder. I'm gonna pull you up a little bit
Hmm.
more.
You know that there's snacks if you just tap.
Just
Why don't you
just
snack?
just call it. Just call it.
Just tap and go
It's
get a
okay.
snack. Go get a cookie and a juice box. Yep.
It's okay. I won't think less of you.
No, you were a great opponent.
Yeah, but more than likely they're gonna be saying that to me,
Yeah, ditto.
and I'm really like, no, I don't want to tap. I don't want to, but I also don't want to die or go to sleep.
Yeah. I don't feel like breaking my arm today, so I guess I will tap.
However, if I'm rolling against you in a competition, you might have to put me to sleep.
I'm even if you tap, I'm still putting you to sleep.
I've told my wife, I'm just like, if me and BOF end up rolling against each other in a competition, I'm just like, I can't lose. I can't because I'm not gonna let him hold that over me for the rest of
Yeah,
our lives.
there might be a murder. There might actually be. Someone might actually not walk off the mat.
Yeah, I'm just like, I can't do it. I can't lose. I So hopefully we don't roll against each other because I know you have the exact same mentality.
Oh yeah, man. Like I will let you break every limb in my body, but because my limbs are in my body, not on my
Yes.
body.
Uh-huh.
Just
Yes. They're a part of
uh-huh.
your body.
Uh-huh. Um yeah, before I tap, I'll be like, nope, nope, this ain't happening.
And
This isn't happening
if
today.
I get in a dominant position, you bet your ass I'm gonna be whispering in your ear. Just tap.
I'm gonna be
I know you want to tap. Just let it go. It's okay. It's okay.
here's
Just
the,
just let it go.
I I'm not above I will Dutch oven you if I have to.
I will taintable claw you.
I will be like, hurt pumpkin.
I hate pumpkin pie, but I'll make sure the night before the competition, I'm eating all kinds of pumpkin stuff.
Yeah,
I'm gonna drink a
you don't
pumpkin
have to.
spice latte before.
You don't
But
have to. Just full disclosure, and for everybody that's gonna listening or going to listen, I naturally my natural aroma is pumpkin. So
good to know.
yeah, yep. It's like that smells like a pumpkin.
So as you're walking around and you just smell random pumpkin,
It's me.
yeah, was that BOF?
That was good old BOF.
Well, that was the BOF. Okay.
Here, here's a little pumpkin spice for you. Rick.
All right. Well, I think with that note, we're probably gonna call it good for tonight.
I think so. It's
I think
probably a good.
pumpkin spice is a good ending point. Nice
I
little.
wouldn't say it's a good ending point. It's just an ending
It's
point.
that nice little stinky cherry there on top, right?
It's there's the death knell. Okay. Good night.
um. So yeah, any final thoughts? Any final words from you before we call it quits?
Just stay sticky, my friends.
Stay sticky. Um,
Stay sticky.
yeah. So,
And Bedank.
Badank. If you have questions, um, training ideas, show topics, words of the week, please reach out to us at rollinheavybjj@gmail.com. We love to hear from everyone. We appreciate everybody for listening to the show. We will be back on a regular basis. We are still working on getting a website and getting training materials and everything up there, so you can follow us outside of the podcast and we can kind of keep updated on some of the things that are going on. You can follow us on Instagram. We both have Instagram accounts now. I am rolling with Big D, and BOF is the notorious BOF on Instagram. So if you want to follow us on Instagram, um, please feel free to do so. Uh, you can see our sweaty faces after class and after working out,
Yep.
and just kind of get a little deeper look into what we're doing on the day to day. So appreciate everybody for listening. Thanks for sticking with us over the weeks, and we'll be back and we'll keep on going. But until then, keep rolling, and we'll see you on the mats.